Alright, picture Thiza small-town dive bar, the kind where the neon's half-busted and the jukebox is stuck on some old Merle Haggard tune, humming through the haze of cigarette smoke and cheap whiskey. It's a Friday night in Red Hollow, Tennessee, population barely enough to fill a high school gym, and Ginny Harper's sitting at the counter, sipping on coffee so burn it tastes like regret. She's 34, bone-tired from pulling doubles at the diner and the gas station, her hands still smelling faintly of grease and bleach. She's not here to party, she's here to feel something other than the grind, to sit in a room where life still has a pulse. But tonight, in this rundown joint called the Iron Spur, her world's about to flip upside down because a knife's about to flash, and Ginny's gonna step right into its path. Stay with me, because this story's about one woman, a split-second choice, and how it brought 300 Harleys roaring to a hospital's doorstep. Yeah, you heard that right, 300. Ginny's not a biker, not part of any club, just a regular gal who's seen enough hard days to know how to keep her head down. But when she looks up, she sees him, Cole Blackthorne Ramsey, 6 feet 4 inches of muscle and leather, patched up with the Devil's Reapers MC, a name that makes folks in Red Hollow lock their doors at night. Cole's a captain, a man carved from years of bar fights and backroads, his voice like gravel crunching under boots. He walks in with 2 of his brothers, their vests worn but proud, and the bar goes quiet, like the air itself knows trouble's close. Ginny's seen guys like him before, hard men, carrying ghosts in their eyes, but tonight, Cole's shoulders sag just a little, like he's hauling something heavier than his reputation. He orders a bourbon, neat, and sits a few stools down, their eyes catching for a second hers steady but worn, his sharp but tired, like a storm waiting to break. Outside, trouble's already brewing. A guy named Vince, wiry and twitchy, is pacing in the alley, a cheap switchblade burning a hole in his pocket. Vince is with the Iron Vipers, a rival crew with a grudge against Cole that goes back years, something about a deal gone sour, a patch of turf lost in a bloody brawl down by the river. Vince has been tailing Cole for weeks, waiting for a moment to make a point, to prove his crew's not scared of the Reapers. Tonight, he sees his shot. Cole's leaning over the bar, lighting a cigarette, his guard down for the first time in forever. The door slams open, and Vince moves fast, blade glinting under the flickering neon. "This is for the Vipers, you son of a," he snarls, lunging straight for Cole's back. Ginny sees it before anyone else does. No time to think, no time to scream, she just moves, shoving herself between Cole and the blade, her body acting faster than her brain. The knife bites into her shoulder, a hot, searing pain that steals her breath, and she stumbles, blood soaking her flannel in seconds. The bar erupts, glasses shatter, chairs topple, and Cole's brothers tackle Vince, slamming him into the wall with a crack that echoes. "You piece of trash," one of them roars, fist meeting jaw as Vince crumples, the knife skittering across the floor. Cole catches Ginny before she hits the ground, his hands steady but his voice shaking. "Why the hell would you do that?" he growls, not angry, but stunned, like he can't wrap his head around it. Ginny, pale and gasping, manages a whisper. "He was gonna hit you. And that kid over there." Her eyes flick to a boy, maybe 12, frozen near a booth, his wide eyes locked on the chaos. She saw him in that split second the blade would have gone through Cole and into the kid if she hadn't moved. Sirens wail in the distance, cutting through the screams, and the jukebox's drone. Cole presses his hand to her wound, his leather gloves slick with her blood, muttering, "Stay with me, damn it." Paramedics burst in, shouting orders, and Ginny's lifted onto a stretcher, her world fading to flashes of neon and pain. Cole follows, ignoring the cops yelling for him to stop, his Harley left behind without a second thought. Outside, the Reapers are already rolling in, headlights slicing the night, engines growling like a storm gathering. By the time the ambulance tears out, a dozen bikes are trailing it, a thunderous escort chasing the faint beat of Ginny's heart. At St. Mary's Hospital, things get messy fast. Ginny's rushed into surgery, blood seeping through bandages as surgeons bark about a nicked artery. Cole's pacing the ER waiting room like a caged wolf, his boots leaving smudges on the sterile floor. Nurses whisper, eyeing his Reaper patch like it's a warning label, and a security guard's already on his radio, muttering about trouble. Outside, the parking lot's filling up, 20 bikes, then 50, then 100, as word spreads like wildfire across state lines. A woman took a knife for Blackthorn. She's fighting for her life. Cops are circling. The Reapers don't shout or throw punches, they just stand, a silent wall of leather and chrome, their engines idling low, making the ground hum. Inside, Cole's locked in a standoff with the hospital suits. A nervous administrator, all tie and no spine, steps up. "Mr. Ramsey, your associates are scaring patients. This needs to stop." Cole's eyes narrow, his voice low and sharp. "Scaring patients?" "The woman bleeding out in there took a blade meant for me. She didn't ask for my Risamesh, just moved." "You want to talk about scared?" "I'm scared she won't make it because you're too busy clutching your clipboard." The guy stammers. "There are protocols," but Cole cuts him off, leaning in close. "Protocols don't bleed." "She's bleeding. Take my blood. Take theirs. Do whatever you gotta do, but don't tell me about rules while her heart's still fighting." The surgeon steps in, mask dangling, voice tired but firm. "She needs a transfusion, rare type, AB negative." "We're low." Cole's sleeve is up before the guy finishes. "Test me. Test every man out there." The administrator hesitates, muttering about liability, and Cole's patience snaps. "Liability? She didn't check for liability when she jumped in front of that knife. You let her die because you're scared of a few tattoos, and this town will hear about it loud." The room goes quiet, the weight of his words sinking in. Outside, the media's eating it up, cameras flashing, reporters whispering about a biker siege. But the Reapers aren't here to fight. They're here to guard, and that's scarier than any riot. Hours drag on, and Ginny's still in surgery, her life hanging on a thread. Cole's oldest friend, Tommy, a grizzled Reaper with scars that tell their own stories, pulls him aside. "Cops are antsy, boss. Media's spinning it like we're gonna burn the place down." Cole shakes his head, eyes fixed on the red light above the ore. "Let him spin. We're not moving till she's breathing on her own." By dawn, the lot's packed, nearly 300 bikes, Reapers from Kentucky, Alabama, even Georgia, their tail lights stretching like a river of fire. Locals peek from windows, half terrified, half awestruck. The police brace for chaos, but the Reapers just stand, helmets off, eyes on the hospital, a vow heavier than any law. Finally, the surgeon steps out, gloves off, face drawn. She's stable for now. The blood helped. Cole exhales, the first breath he's taken in hours, but the fight's not over. The hospital's still stalling, scared to let more bikers donate, but the media's turning the tide. "Bikers save woman's life," one anchor says, and suddenly the suits are sweating for a different reason. Cole rounds up his men. "Line up, every one of you. She's not dying because some pencil pusher's scared of our patches." They file in, sleeves rolled, needles sinking into tattooed arms. The sight's unreal. Hard men, used to spilling blood in alleys, now giving it under fluorescent lights to save a stranger. Ginny wakes to the beep of machines, her shoulder screaming, her head foggy. She sees Cole at the corner of the room, his leather vest still stained with her blood. "You're awake," he says, voice rough but soft, like he's not used to relief. She rasps, "The kid. Is he okay?" Cole crouches by her bed, nodding. "Not a scratch. You saved him and me." Her eyes flicker, piecing it together. "Had to. Couldn't let that boy take it." Cole's jaw tightens, respect flashing in his eyes. "You didn't just save us. You reminded us what loyalty looks like. That's why 300 men are outside, waiting for you. Your family now, Ginny, whether you like it or not." By noon, they're moving her to recovery. The nurses wheel her toward the entrance, and the doors swing open to a sight that steals her breath. Rows of Reapers, shoulder to shoulder, their bikes forming a shining corridor. Engines roar to life as she passes, a slow, reverent thunder that shakes the ground. Cole walks beside her, hand on the rail. "They're here for you," he says, and Ginny's eyes blur with tears, not from pain, but from being seen, truly seen, for the first time. At the end of the line, Cole raises a hand, and the engines cut off, silence ringing louder than any cheer. He turns to his men, voice booming. "She took a knife for me, for a kid she didn't know. She's not just one of us better than us. From now on, she's under our wing. Nobody touches her. Nobody forgets her." The Reapers nod, some raising fists, others just standing taller, their silence a promise carved in steel. Ginny whispers, "I didn't think anyone'd care." Cole leans close, voice low. Every time an engine starts, they'll remember you. You gave us back something we thought the world took away. As they load her into the ambulance for transfer, the bikes fire up again, forming a convoy that stretches for blocks, chrome glinting like armor in the sun. The town watches, stunned, as outlaws turn guardians, escorting a woman who rewrote their code with one selfless act. This wasn't just about a knife and a bear, it was about a woman who showed a brotherhood what courage really means. Jenny didn't just save a kid or a biker. She lit a spark that made 300 men stand taller, fight harder, not with fists, but with loyalty. So, what do you think? Does her kind of courage still exist out there? Can a single moment like that change a whole town, a whole brotherhood? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I want to hear what this story stirs up in you. If it hit you like it hit me, smash that subscribe button and join us at Heart Tales for more stories that prove honor and sacrifice still roar louder than fear. Thanks for riding with us. See you in the next one.